Hey, this is Justin Chamness, realestatewholesalersclub.com. This is the hashtag Shut Up Money Show, the Saturday edition. We do this every Saturday at this time, and this is a public Q&A, by the way. We want to help you get to that first deal or that next deal paycheck where you can tell your doubts and fears and the haters and all those naysayers. You know, those naysayers can be the worst. And the people that are just always negative about everything you're trying to do, you can tell them, hey, listen, I got the check. Shut up. Today we have the Shut Up Money Show. And if you want to participate, jump right in here at the Zoom in the Zoom room at www.zoomjustin.com. The password is money. So if it asks for a password, just type it in. It's not going to cost you any money. Just type the word money in. I'm real excited today because we've had a great week in the VIP club. And I don't know if you guys are, not everybody maybe is participating in my routine. And what I'm talking about when I say my routine is I've been putting in the Facebook group that today is Signature Saturday, for example. And it's Signature Saturday, by the way. Signature Saturday. What do I mean by Signature Saturday? Anybody? Got to get them signatures. That's what I mean. Everybody's muted. You're going to have to unmute if you want to talk, guys. It means you got to get them signatures. So if you're on my routine, you scrape on Sundays, Zillow, Craigslist. On Mondays, Marketing Monday, you set up your text blast to go out on Thursday, but you do that on Monday. And then on Thursday at 3 o'clock, text blasts go out, leads get created, and then you do a pre-qualification call. You have phoning Friday, and then you have Signature Saturday. Now does it make sense? Yes, Signature Saturday. Yeah.
Love your formula.
You know what? It fits me well because I don't mind working pretty hard part of the day for 3 days, and then I need to lay down for a while. You know what I mean? I need to lay down. Anybody know what I mean when I say I need to lay down?
Chillax?
No, I mean I literally need to lay down. Yeah, I definitely am going to do some chillaxing. Yes, I'm gonna have to. I don't know if anybody else is like me. I must be old because I for real catch myself probably at least once a month going to UrbanDictionary.com and typing in some word or phrase to figure out what the heck that means. And its origin and other suggested sentences that it may be used in. So welcome everybody. I'm glad you're here. We are doing that in the VIP. I hope you're participating if you're in the VIP or you're creating some kind of agenda or schedule of momentum like that for yourself. You know, you might not be able to do mine, but you can do yours. Okay, fit yours into your routine. Your life is the sum total. And when I say your life, I mean everything around you that's going on. I heard this one time and it really, really, really made sense to me. I mean, it was one of those things. It was like when the student is ready, the master will appear. And I was just ready when I heard this. All right. So, what was it? I talked myself out of it. Now I lost it. Anyway, never mind. Forget it.
Well, I mean, it sounded like you were on a trail. The point is I like to look at, somebody taught me, if you need to be ready for game day, and game day is whenever the phone rings or whenever you're pressed with an opportunity. But if you don't sharpen your knife and do what you guys do during the week with your role plays, I mean, it's a great program what you're doing for your students. And if you're not doing that, then you're not ready when game day presents. And the game day presents when the opportunity is there. And I guess that was a sort of where
Yeah.
you were going, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Yeah. Your life. Thank you, Kenny. Your life is the sum total. What your life is right now is the sum total of your daily habits and routines. And I was like, boing, like an arrow in my brain, or the light bulb, ding. And I was like, okay, so that means everything that I do throughout the day in my normal routine. And I'm kind of a routine type person. I get up about the same time and have the same kind of morning routine. Everything's kind of like, patternized. And you're probably similar out there, everybody. I think we probably all are. But all of that, the sum total of all of that added together is my life. It's what I'm experiencing. So what I want to experience, my goal, I wonder what habits and routines will lead to that. And how can I change mine? See, that's what made me invent this pattern in my life of the Sunday scrapes, the Monday texting, the Thursday. Okay, because I knew I needed to plug it into some kind of daily habit or routine, or else it wasn't going to happen, you know. So I'm trying to encourage folks in the VIP club. Sorry to just belabor this, but if you're in the VIP club, get on that routine with me or create one of your own, but definitely make it a habit, make it a habitual, momentous thing here. It's like it happens every single week on this day at this time, because that will be huge for you to get to your first deal. And it will also be huge for you to get to your second and third and fourth deal and fifth. And I think that's a big problem that folks have too, is they get to a first deal, but then they struggle after that. Have you ever met anybody that had that story? It's like, well, I got a deal and it's been 6 months and I'm looking for deal number 2 now, or it's been 10 months. I mean, I hear it all the time. And I think
Especially if they have success too quick.
yeah, see, that happened to me right away back in the day. Yeah. And then
You
I
know, the word
struggled
I
for a
like to
long time.
use for my people I'm coaching, and I don't do a lot of it like you. I mean, that's I I'm actually just doing it, but I mean, you are too. But I mean, it's I don't have the blessed skills that you have to orchestrate and put this together. I mean, we've talked about it. You're a lot more techie than me in putting this. So I always love chiming in and listening and learning from your group. But the word I came up with was indefatigable, which is designed as and defined as, and I'd use this kind of when I'm talking to people. Plus, it gives them a new Parker in their head, just something, but it's defined as, and you'll look it up and correct me if I'm wrong because I'm doing it paraphrase, but it's a person that exercises consistency with tireless efforts. So anyway,
Yeah.
that's just a
Yeah.
word I do. It's just like when we learned off of skate and things like that. It's just, okay, hey, that's cool. But it's also used as a pattern interrupt when you're talking to people, whether it's student related or whatever. But anything we can do that sounds like a different phrase, as we know, is a pattern interrupt. So that makes people park that in their mind.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
So the new word is indefatigable.
Indefatigable.
But
I don't.
it sums up what it's because tireless, it's something about tireless, consistent efforts.
That's funny. Tireless, consistent efforts. Yeah, yeah. That consistency is so huge, everybody. It really, really is. And I wish I could impart that to you. You know, do it like you brush your teeth. You know, do it like you take a shower. Are you successful in hygiene? Okay, great. Translate that into real estate. uh, I'm just being facetious a little here, but for real, that consistency is so important. And so, anyway, I hope you guys, if you're not participating in that, you want to jump in. I encourage you to. It's in the VIP club at realestatewholesalerclub.com. And if you use the coupon code Shut Up Money, you can get in today for $49, and it's $49 a month, then to continue cancel whenever you want to. But we really want to help you get a rhythm, not just the knowledge, but the knowledge and the rhythm and the consistency and the momentum to get where you want to go. So follow us as we're walking the path. That's all it's about, really. So welcome everybody. We got a pretty good group here today. We got 11 here in the Zoom room. Alex and Damon, David, Dion, Jaime, Kenny, Marianne, Nicholas, Rick, Sean, Lou. Nick, are you welcome everybody watching too? Nick, are you? I'm talking about Nick Gonzalez here. Nick, are you following my routine or are you on one of your own? Are you there, Nick? You have to unmute, man.
Yeah, I'm here. Oh,
Okay.
I thought I'm
There
there
you
now.
go.
You got me?
Yep.
Yeah, it's your routine. The only thing I added different to it was I do some of the scrapes on some of the text blasts on Wednesday. It's to break them down like a small one to kind of get in the groove for me. Maybe no more than 100 texts go out on Wednesday. Make a couple calls on that one. But yeah, man, that's what's really helped out a lot. It's on the doing it the third week now, and we've gotten that one deal that what I did last week under.
Rats. His bandwidth is low. He was just getting to the point where he was telling us where he's got deals under contract. I think he's got 3 under contract. I was hoping to catch the story from him, but looks like he kind of blanked out there. So maybe he'll pop back in with a stronger signal and we can catch the rest of that story. That was going to be a good one. But he's following that consistent pattern and, and practicing the phone call. Okay. That's huge. He's practicing the script. Okay. When I say the script, I mean, it's not even a script. It's the formula. It's like the guts formula. All right. Because guts formula is anti-script. We are anti-script here. But anyway, the formula, okay, practicing the formula, but then putting it away when he does his calls, okay, and just being the script, okay, not being locked into this cheat sheet that he has. All right. So get a little confident about yourself is what I'm saying, and get that consistency going. So he's got this pattern he's set up now following my routine, and he's making these calls, practicing these calls. And I got 3 deals, I think, this week, which, by the way, is what I got. I got 3. I got 3. It's funny, man. It's like he's duplicated it exactly because I got 3. He got 3. I'm like, okay, so that's cool. Here he is popping in again. So maybe he'll be able to share a little more. But we also have Kenny right here. Kenny was sharing a story in the Facebook group, and I invited Kenny to come on because I wanted Kenny to share too a little bit about. Hey Nick, I see you come in.
Yeah, man, I'm back. Sorry, dude. It was just internet issues. It's raining out here, so I'm on my phone signal.
Okay, man. Can you tag on where you were? You were saying you have this pattern set up where you're doing Wednesday calls.
Right.
That's the only difference between you and me, really.
Yeah, that's the only difference. Everything's still like the text blast. And that, going 3 weeks into it, having one contract from last week and then having 3 more that could happen probably today, sent out the offers, and we have follow-up calls today at one at 1:35, one at 2. So I'm hoping those get under wraps today, and that'd be 3 deals.
Wow, dude. Congratulations, man.
Thanks, man.
I'm going to go ahead and give you this cowbell ring. We need more cowbell.
You need more cowbell. What I need is more cowbell.
Exactly. Yeah, everybody knows where that's from. That's classic. Yeah, I love that. You need more cowbell. Yeah, and we do. We need more cowbell. So it could definitely be you out there if you're out there in the world watching this video. and you're thinking, man, why is it not clicking for me? You know, it might be this whole pattern thing, this whole consistency thing. And it may just be adding that and a little bit of practice with the phone. And that's all you need. That's all you need. And maybe we overcomplicate this stuff. But congratulations, Nick. That's an incredible story, dude. And
Thanks, man.
I'm proud of you, man. You're
Thanks. Well, I mean, it's a lot of it, dude. I gotta, like perfect thing what you said this morning. It's like when when the student's ready, the master kind of shows up, man. I've felt like I've been ready, but I never had like the right person kind of like show me how to do it, and really get. In all honesty, this is not a hey dude, say this about me or anything. No, this is the straight up honest to God truth. Like, you have really done a lot for me, man. This group has done a lot for me, so I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah, man. Thank you for saying that. That means a lot to hear. And that's really what we want is we want everybody's story to be that one right there, that we got our first deal, or we got our business set up. More than that, more than the first deal, our business set up and its consistency and its momentum to be able to continue to do deals.
Mm.
And nothing's more frustrating than being an inconsistent wholesaler. Like you actually are a wholesaler, like you got a deal or two, but now it's like you just struggle and it's really inconsistent. Man, that sucks. That's misery. I don't want to teach people how to do that. I want to teach people how to have that consistent, regular flow where you always have too many leads and you always have, deals in your pipeline, 5 at a time. Always have 5.
Could I add something one more, Justin?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, these 3 deals that could happen today were from last week. So this week was kind of like not great responses. But and I almost kind of like, man, I'm gonna call it a day, like, laid on the couch. But I was just like, no, I'm gonna get fired a lot more, see what happens. And luckily I kept with it, and I went back to the older leads, and those were the ones that were ready to do it because they were sitting on the market for a while. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
so don't give up on your old leads either.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. It's in the follow up sometimes, You got to have a list of follow ups. And this business will build momentum for you. Okay. There are sellers that are not ready today, but they will be in 2 weeks or in 30 days or in 45 or 60 or 90 or 6 months from now. It's not uncommon for my phone to ring and a homeowner say, hey, I know you probably don't remember me, but you and me talked about a year ago. Okay. Is that offer still available? Would you still do that? Okay. It happens, guys. I've seen it happen 18 months. I had a guy tell me one time, he said, well, I've had one 18 months ago that called me today. Wow. Wow. I don't think I've had one go that long, but that's the way this business works. Momentum, building it. Um, what's up, everybody? Jonathan popped in here. Alex, Vernon's asking me to go over my weekly schedule. Yeah, I'll do it again real quick here, Vernon. It's Sunday. I set up my text blast, me and my team. I'm sorry, Sunday we set up our scrapes. Sorry, I said text blast. I meant scrapes. Sunday's a scrape day. Scraping Sundays. Then we have marketing Mondays, where all we do is we go in and we take those completed scrapes and we set up text campaigns on Marketing Monday. But Marketing Monday, we're not actually sending out the text blast. We're just setting it up. We're setting up our marketing for the week. Okay. Then Tuesday and Wednesday are days that we lounge around a little bit. We sit around in our jammies and we will maybe take a follow-up call here and there. But it's only if we need to get on the phone to get a check. If I got to talk to a homeowner on Tuesday or Wednesday to get a check, you think I'll probably get out of bed to do that. Yeah. But Tuesday and Wednesday are super, super, super light days. You might even call them days off. And then Thursday, we have Texting Thursday. Okay, Alex wants to know what type of scrape. Yep. Me and my team, we like to do 2,500 scrapes from Zillow and Craigslist. That's what we like, Alex. From theautomatedrei.com is where you can get that. It's free to sign up over there. But that's what we like to do. I recommend you guys do somewhere between 500 and 1,000 a week. I'm doing 2,500 a week. I recommend you do between 500 and 1,000. Okay. If you're getting started, if you're just getting started. But we do that we do scraping Sundays. Then we set up our text blast on Monday, but we set it up to go out on Thursday. So Thursday is Texting Thursday, Text Blast Thursday. At 3 p.m. on Thursday, texts go out. And then leads start flowing in immediately. Okay. So we have Phoning Friday. We'll start this on Thursday evening, but Phoning Friday is pre-qualification day, where my team and I are making sure the pre-qualification calls get done. Okay. We usually have somewhere between 70 and 100 leads to work with when we do 2,500 scrapes and texts. Okay. So if you're doing between 500 and 1,000, you should have somewhere around 25 to 30 leads. Okay. They need to be pre-qualified. If you're doing between 500 and 1,000, you probably have somewhere around 25 to 30 leads. You'll have to pre-qualify on Phoning Friday. And then we have today, Signature Saturday. Okay, so Signature Saturday is when we're going for the close on them pre-qualified leads. All right, that's the routine, guys. Real simple. And what kind of list am I going for? The Zillow and the Craigslist. Okay, if you're looking to pull data, I recommend that you go for failed listings. Okay, failed listings. I also recommend almost failed listings. And I've got a playlist on my YouTube channel called PropStream Hacks. It's a brand new playlist. I've only got 3 videos in it. I'm adding more, but I already have 2 videos up. One talks about failed listings, and the other one talks about almost failed. Okay, so how to get those right off PropStream. Yep. What is the phone conversation I use for pre-qualifying Friday? Yeah, I've got a script. It's in my little lease options, outsourced lease options 2.0 course. And yeah, it's just real simple and easy. It's very gutsy. Basically, the VA is customer service type. Says, I work for Justin. He's a real estate investor looking to purchase properties as quickly as today. Just on and on. Just question. Sir, would you consider selling your house? Okay, you would. Okay. And then what price is comfortable for you? Could you do any better? Okay, so I've got a script in that course. That's long story short. And you'll get a good picture of the motivation of that lead before you have to call and spend your time as the business owner. You'll only be talking to the real serious ones that look like it's a good picture here on this. You know what I mean? This person looks like they need to move. All right. So you let your team do the grunt work, and you do the money work, where you make that money. Because by the way, you're the boss, right? Hey, so Nick, great week, man. Congratulations on that, dude. And thank you for the kind words. Kenny, you got an awesome tale to tell. Okay. Kenny's really I consider Kenny a comrade. He's what do they call him? A contemporary. Kenny's a contemporary. So what happened to you, Kenny?
I had a deal where this has been an ongoing journey, so I'll speed up the clock, not to take away from the tidbits and stuff, because I love the nuggets that you put out. Anyway,
you're fine, dude. Take your time.
So we had a house under contract. We were doing a lease option particularly, and I mean, I do many different strategies. I'm always looking at it like many times I've found that the more I evolve, I go at it from a point of view of one exit strategy, but the more I'm into it, once I've seized control of the property, I may wind up going a whole nother exit strategy on a deal. It just happens, and it also depends on the buyer. The buyer I come up with, it may be that they're just really good folks, but there's no way in God's green earth that I'm going to get them approved in 12 months for a mortgage. But they're good folks and they have train ride American dollars. So Kenny becomes the owner and I do an owner finance deal. So, so there's a lot of different plans, but I've already got my dots connected. In this case, I had a property that we were finishing up a lease option and we only had control of it for 9 days, got it up and did our little process we do, and got it under contract and didn't have a buyer lined up for it, but received a couple different options really quick. I took one that moved quicker than the other, which gave me another buyer because they were ready to go. They just didn't move quick enough. So I actually now I've got a buyer in my hand. I went and found another property for them. And that was, it's a lot easier to go out and tell somebody you're ready to do a deal when you got a buyer in your pocket. That one contract and having our sign out and our listing led to those two buyers. The one took the property. That all happened 2 streets over from where this was. This was a corner lot, which I thought would appear to be, and I've been kind of watching it like online because I do a lot of this stuff more virtual, but this happens to be not too far from us, in a nice part of town in Houston, where I have some short-term rentals nearby where you can access everything really good. I do a lot of stuff in the Heights for that particular company. I have different companies, and the serviced executive rentals is a whole nother thing. Anyway, that one, I saw this lot and I thought, man, you know what? You could put maybe eight little 1-bedroom places here. But I wasn't in a position mentally to think about structuring and doing the financing on it. And it wasn't for sale. I mean, but that's never stopped us, right? So it just kind of kept popping up in my head and everything else. So I went after the person while I'm working on this other one. I started looking in public records and seeing what's going on. It turned out, I'll speed up the story on that part of it. The heir didn't know he was the heir, and he was currently doing a job for the state. And by the time I tracked him down, he had just been released. So he was actually transferred over somewhere else, not nearby here, and finishing up his time in more of a halfway house and getting a job and whatever. He didn't even realize he was the heir. As it turned out, his last grandparent had passed while he was doing his job for the state. And there was some issues in the probate. And meanwhile, taxes hadn't been paid in a while. There is a mortgage going on. So a lot of red flags were going on as I was already zooming in on this place, but I almost lost it by not taking action quicker because it obviously would have been foreclosed and things like that. So in doing it, I did have to go through a lot of gymnastics to figure out how to find this guy. Then when I find him, he's finally released, but then I got to find him again. And, he's got no money, no nothing. And he wants, and I just developed a conversation with him. Essentially, he wanted to, once he's free, he wanted to leave. And I said, well, do you want to learn how to keep the place? Remember, you got to think about being a servant heart. Do you want to, it may not have been a goal was for me to actually buy the property. Maybe it was just to help this gentleman out. And then in which case I could have, done it for an insignificant consultation fee or something like that and shown him what to do. He had no prospects of the money and whatever, and he just wanted a fresh start and to move on, which he's not ready to do yet, because he's still taking care of his obligations. And anyway, he's got himself straightened out, and I, gotten nicely getting to know him and everything.
Why did he want a fresh start?
He deeded over the property.
Kenny? Why did he want a fresh
start? Well, he just felt like he needed to get out of the area And after he's being around here, might pose him to be back with his defaulted group and stuff like that.
Okay. I understand. Okay.
Yeah, he's he's finishing his commitments in the halfway house right now, and obviously he can't go far, and he's got to do. But once that's finished up, I think he has about a year and a half, maybe longer. In any event, I knew where he was. Now I knew where he was and everything. I also knew he needed money. So at the end of the day, I asked him what he wanted. And he goes, "Look, I didn't even know I had it. If I can find a way to get $5,000, $4,000 or $5,000, I'll be." And that's the numbers he threw out. I didn't even get to talk about it, negotiate about it. But I'd already, meanwhile, as I'm tracking this person, I'm doing two things. I'm lining up what could be a potential buyer, because my whole goal was I was looking for the land, and I'm looking for the right place that I could split a lot, and I wouldn't have any problem with the zoning on it and everything. I had a little more bureaucracy than I thought. That took some selling skills. I'll talk about it in a second. But once I proposed it right, got to massage their greed, right? Not that I gave them anything. I just showed them where right now you're getting no money. But if you allow me to do this, they're going to build dwellings on each one of these properties. I thought it was a little house, a house with a big giant lot. Turned out it was two actual lots, which were big enough that I could make into two more lots. So anyway, if he deeded it over to us, I agreed to give him $500. I said, I can exceed your offer. I can give you $500 now. I'd say now o'clock. So that got his attention, because that was a lot of money to somebody that had no money. And I can exceed your $4,000 to $5,000. I can give you $500 now. And at the time of, if you allow me to do this, it'll take some things. I gotta delay the inevitable that's happening, and I've got to line up some people. But if you let me at least sell one of those lots, which is really going to wind up being two in my mind. If you'll let me sell one of those lots, once it's done and closed, I'll have the money at the title company to be sent wherever you want. You can either go by and get it, or it can be wired. They would prefer a wire. Do you have a bank account? And he didn't. I said, well, I would encourage you to go get one, get with your PO and find out what you can and can't do. So anyway, I said, I didn't want to get involved in that. I mean, I just wanted to guide him and then send him where to go get, so that he doesn't do anything he's not supposed to, as far as where he can go to banks and stuff like that. So they had already given him directions on things like that, because the job he had inadvertently didn't give checks, which was probably to their advantage, because then you got to go to be preyed upon by check cashing fees and things like that. So that was good, because they had actually set him up with like a card to give him, but now he was actually going to be motivated to go get a bank account. So then that was going to help him for twofold. In any event, I knew at that point I'm simultaneously working with another investor that's going to not wholesale, but I've sold him the property because he saw the opportunity to build the 2 units. He saw what I saw and he wanted the whole thing. And I said, no, my goal is to buy and hold. I'm just not in a position right now to do that. If I know what I want to do with it, you may want to do something else. He just wanted to build 2 small houses, and and it's going to do real well for him, which is only going to increase taxes, which is where I had to talk to Bobby the bureaucrat and just say, well, look, I mean, right now you've got no money coming in. You're going to get, you've already attested by your own tax thing that you're going to get, I forget what it was, like, maybe $4,000 a year. Grandpa was older, so he was frozen on taxes anyway. Now you're going to get like a complete restart. You're going to get to reassess it. Here's what I'm going to do. This is what they're going to do. So you got to figure that the value of those properties are now going to go boom, boom, boom. You're going to have people doing sales tax. You're going to have cable, utility taxes. I had to go through the whole thing. It's amazing you have to load somebody's mind, but they don't think that way. I said, man, you're going to be a hero. Can you imagine what that's going to be like when you sell that to your boss? And it was like boom, 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 stamp. And it was literally just insignificant after that. But I had to do something to massage their ego, shall we say. So just remember, no just means it's time to go to work. Whether you're dealing with an adversarial thing at the tax office or the bureaucrats or something, but it's a switch, it's a blessing and a curse. You can't turn it off. But just remember, guys, it's not an opposition. It just means now is the time to go to work. When you get told yes all the time, your skills weren't even needed. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So anyway, I just want to share that because It never happened to me before. It just sort of rolled out, and you know, if it hadn't worked, I would have done something else until it did work. But inadvertently, that massaged him enough that it got it done. And he gets to be the hero in the deal because I'm sure he went and tooted that horn. It is all true. It is all trackable. Now, I now have closed on with the deal. He got funded, so he's getting he got $5,500. I in turn have a property that I'm now going to split the two lots, that lot up into two. I've now, since I posted this, actually got my buyer. We closed on the 29th. I got a $5,000 non-refundable. He actually offered more, and I said, no, that's more than sufficient. I mean, really 2,500 would have been enough, but if you don't ask, you don't get, right? So, and I just threw out a number. So I've inadvertently, when I did a bridge loan to close the other one, which I think cost me about $2,300 for a day and a half's worth of use of the money. So I didn't even use any resources or credit on my end. It was a no-brainer deal. They knew that because of the property values. I now have a house. I'm keeping the lot on the corner, which has different accesses. So I can change how you enter into the property. My goal originally was to build a duplex. And that would be fine. And internally, I've got the other contract under, that's $110,000. Now, bear in mind, I've only been out like a few insignificant fees on this deal, which I was all restored and replenished my insignificant amount of outgo, other than my time and sweat equity doing the deal. But all that was replenished. I borrowed enough in the bridge loan to more than fund me, closed it. Now I have one property, I've made two paid for. I'm not going to do anything with the house on the corner lot. I actually got with somebody with Habitat for Humanity. They've already made arrangements and started coming and taking it apart because there's a lot of good product to use there. I could have done the same thing, but it wasn't what I wanted, and I don't want the storage. I don't have Sanford and Son place to store stuff. It's just not who I am. So I don't. I'm very virtual and very. I'm more nomad. I like to move around and get my stuff. So, but there's people that can benefit from it, and they saw the opportunity. Well, that in turn turned into, how you can put a certain amount of money on certain things. Well, you have to document this a little better. So it was assessed that I donated a $68,000 deal. So that's a nice write-off that I get to spread out over this whole process. Because remember, I'm not even, all I did was satisfy the loans with the bridge loan, get everything done. So now I've got two lots free and clear. I'm now going to fund on the 29th the other one. So that'll get me back money. I've got no agent expenses involved. I love realtors, I love agents, and I use them, but I didn't need them for this particular case. So I love my realtors and agents, but in this case, it never essentially needed to happen. That was just my networking and putting it together. I now have the corner lot that I really wanted, but I've since changed my theory of doing a duplex and realized, it's only going to cost me to really do a nice one bedroom. My thought was to do like my original short-term rental service to executives unit. And the Heights is a 1,400 square foot duplex. It's two 700 square foot units, one bedroom, one bath, and a carport in the back kind of thing. And I thought, well, I'm just going to do the same thing because that's kind of my niche. I don't do bigger places. A lot of people do. They're very successful with it. It's just not my thing. And so we do better with the smaller units. I decided we're going to do a triplex. So that in turn even obviously increases the property value more, even after I sold my bill of goods to the downtown and the city. So it's even better for them. So we're just going to do the same thing. It's just going to be three 700 square foot units, one bedroom, one bath, kind of shotgun style. Very simple. It's worked real well for me. Those units would rent directly $1,200 a piece. However, wow. I'm gonna pay myself. The short-term rental company is now going to pay us $3,600 for the rental of those units, just like I do anything else that I don't own that we do, which most of our short-term rentals we don't own. And that they'll be furnished and upgraded and ready to go with all the security stuff involved, all the cameras and safety. So now I've got, but each one of those units, because of our processes, we've got a long track record, now actually generally double the rent, if not more. And we're usually somewhere between a 75 and 82% occupancy. And that's all the way through COVID and everything else. We've got a lot of repeat business. And my only flaw was not launching more units in January when I was originally going to. That actually ended up costing us money by not putting the extra units on that I wanted to do, and then I didn't do it. But because the processes are just there. But there is an air of caution. I wasn't stressed out about anything, and we were never vacant. Matter of fact, we had a long-term guest and short-term and repeat. It's been really good. So anyway, we're adding those. Those are going to be an income. Here's the cool thing that, I think the whole thing's pretty damn cool, but
Yeah,
the cool thing about that, when you come to another level is, and I guess when I get to that is it's the, I always think about the key. I teach people the key. Knowledge empowers you. And it's an acronym I use, the key. And when you are consistent, just like you're teaching and everything, indefatigable in your processes, and we have our processes down in our short-term rental company, and we have our other processes. I do very little arbitration. Even when I sold these other lots, that wasn't exactly wholesale. I mean, he got a good deal, but he didn't get the deal. Even this one I'm selling to another investor, that's pretty much the market price of the deal. Is you could probably list it for 125. I mean, he's not getting an astronomical deal on a raw piece of dirt, but it is a really, really good opportunity for growth once he puts it in there.
Sure.
So, and I'm going to do that by this math right here. I'm going to now take his 110. I'm going to in turn add another 100. And we're probably, we can do that by going ahead and let somebody get on board and being the lender, which would be a wise thing to do. And that's fine. Once it's all done and we're in process and we're like 6 months, 8 months into it, because I already have a track record of a short-term rental business on the side, I can now loop that back just like you would any other apartment or anything and go with my door rate. Your property is going to be worth X, but I can now go back to somebody else and go, hey, look, I want to do a package lending on it. And I can loop out $500,000. That's tax-free, and just let my note's going to be under $3,000. Wow. I can let the place just fund it, and yet I'm still going to have enough for incidentals and things like that. So meanwhile, I've just looped out in a side of less in a year from now, time built and everything else, and we get launched by spring with the building. Yeah. I can actually late this time 21, I should be able to loop out if I want to, $500,000 in tax-free monies, because I'm not selling the property, and I have no intention of it because it's a cash cow.
Yeah. Man, that's
what
remarkable.
Other kind of investment deals can I do? What other kind of lending can I do? Again, and this was all a different exit strategy. Meanwhile, it started with a lease option opportunity. And yeah, I picked up my fee on that. It was like $8,300 for them, and I got them in. Meanwhile, I picked up another buyer who I put into another property, and theirs was $7,800. Meanwhile, I pick up this property. So I mean, it's a domino chain thing. But I just want to share with you guys, this didn't just evolve. This was a lot of information. It looks like you could go like that was easy. It sounds like it was. But it took a lot of time learning and following processes like Justin's group. And you guys are so lucky to be here and have somebody that will respond to you and not be at arm's length and distant. I mean, he's a very giving, sharing deal. I love the group. So, I just want to tell that all of you that you're probably looking at something right now that has another option to it that you weren't even thinking, because I can look back in my past of this short time doing this business, and I can see where, man, I could have handled it like this. I could have done this. And you can get sick over that, or you can just pick up and go on. And that's all. I guess I just want to help anyone avoid those beautiful opportunities that might be right there. And meanwhile, I got a guy, $5,500 that had, he was trying to restore his life, and he's going to, and he's got an opportunity, and he wasn't going to blow it or anything else. That's set aside. And I mean, it's his choice is what he wants to do, but he didn't even know he had it. And it was going to go back to the bank and satisfy things anyway. So anyway, I just see it as an opportunity. It was like one of the things I thought, you know what, I need to share this with people, because I think they don't see that there's opportunities all around you. And it may even be a more explosive opportunity than you ever dreamed.
Oh, Lord, yes. Lots of opportunities. Thank you for sharing that, Kenny. I was going to say that too, and thank you for the kind words too that you shared about the club and me. I was going to say, it sounds to a new person, that story sounds completely complicated.
Hmm.
Like, oh man, he a bridge loan, and what was this, the other thing, and then, well, okay, wait a minute, nice building, and okay, he took a lot, he split it up. Okay, wait a minute, okay, and then how would I ever do that? Well, here's how you would do that: one step at a time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you
And
didn't.
I'm so glad you said that, because I
Yeah.
didn't want to scare anybody. I wanted you to know that this, this actually is much easier than it sounds, but it isn't. Like 2.5 years ago, I wouldn't have known how to spell bridge loan. So, I totally understand. And thank you for pointing that out, because there's an opportunity. I promise you, there's somebody, even in this group, that can at least walk you through it. And you
Oh,
know what? Let them be a part of it, and benefit together, because their skill set, just like you offering yourself as a consult someday, your skill set, once you've earned it, is worth something. But you're also going to make sure the person doesn't fall along the way, you know?
yeah. Yeah. Damon said in the chat that it can turn your stomach on missed deals when you didn't have the knowledge at that time. Yeah. Boy, is that true or what? That's so
Yeah.
true. Yeah. Good point, Damon. And Kenny said this, the VIP group really exists to help with this. Um, and to be a sounding board for deals and to help you with the consistency and the timing and the rhythm and what message is working best for your marketing and so on and so forth. So if you're not a part of that, guys, I just want to welcome you to be a part of it. But if you are a part of it, I want to thank you, and I want to encourage you that I don't know if you've ever been a part of any other club, but you're a part of this one. And let me tell you how clubs work, guys. I'll tell you how clubs work. You get out of clubs what you're willing to put into clubs. That's about the truth. And it goes for this club or the Shriners or the Lions Club or anything. Can you put your deals in the group? Absolutely. And you might find somebody there that can joint venture with you and get it closed up today. Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm getting a lot of questions, guys, and I want to open up for questions too. I'm getting a lot of questions about this. I want to go over it one more time real quick, and I want to show you in detail what my daily and weekly schedule is. Okay, so I'm gonna go through this I'm gonna type it out so you guys can check it out. Sunday is okay. Scraping Sundays. Okay, you're going to need 500 to 1,000 texts. Oops. Okay, so you want to do 500 to 1,000 scrapes on Craigslist. Okay, for rent and for sale by owner sections. Also, Zillow for sale by owner section only, not the for rent. Okay, that was somebody else's question. And then Monday marketing. Okay, and that's when we set up our text blast. All right, so we're going to be choosing messages and so on and so forth. But we set up our text blast for Thursday at 3 p.m. Okay, Tuesday and Wednesday are follow-up days where if we need to, we'll close a deal. Okay, those are deal closing opportunities, but they are also kind of days off. Okay, then Thursday we have text blast Thursday. Text blast Thursday. And at 3 p.m., text blasts go off. Leads are generated. And then pre-qualification calls Oops, something happened. Pre-qualification calls begin. Okay. Then we have Phoning Friday. More pre-qualification calls. And closing calls begin. Okay. And then we have Signature Saturdays. Okay. Get signed deals. Close deals day. Okay. So that's the routine. And then it starts again, of course, with Scraping Sunday. So that's the routine. Are there any questions about this while we're here, guys? Anything in the room? Anybody has a question about the daily and weekly routine that me and my team do?
I think Justin had one in the chat.
Let's see here. What kind of text do you like to send? Like, would the owner consider rent to own? Okay, great question. And let me answer that by sharing a different screen. And let's go here. All right. This is Lease Options 2.0 course. Okay. If you slide down here, I have a text templates sheet. You click that button and it'll pull up a couple pages or so, I think, of text. And I'm going to try to enlarge this where you can see it. All right. You can see there's a variety of text here that you can choose from. I would recommend, modifying them, but these are all texts that I have used and experienced and experimented with. Okay. And you can see that some of them are directly asking about rent to own. And you can see that some of them are actually later on in the list looking for someone who would consider something other than rent to own, maybe a seller finance or something like that. I want you to notice number 8 here. Any chance you'd consider maybe doing something like a lease purchase? Very interested. We have money down. Okay. Nobody else that I know is doing that. Leading with we have money down. And do you know what kind of crazy good response you get when you lead with a text that says rent to own or lease option, which a lot of people are doing that, but then they're not tagging on to the end. We have some money down. I didn't say I just hit the Powerball and I got a lot of money down. I just said I have some money down. So we get a lot more responses than the old regular guys. And now they're agreeable. They're listening a little bit more closely to the lease option idea, and they're more agreeable to it if we can just come to an agreement on the down payment, on the amount down. Okay, so it makes the negotiations actually even more easy because you're probably going to have to negotiate down payment with these people anyway. They're probably going to bring it up anyway. Why not lead with it and make it basically the deal closer here is that they like you, they trust you, and you have some money down? Man, it's a great idea, I think. Nobody try that this week. Nobody try it.
Stay away.
Okay. Right? Yeah, the greed catches their attention. That's exactly right. So nobody try that because that's my idea. Don't steal it. Okay. No, it's in the course. So if you want the text templates course, it's in the course. You have to get the course. I don't know if you have the course, Damon, but I could probably hook you up because I like you. You and me are friends, man. Me and you, we're in another group together even. Like we run in the same circles and everything. So I got to take care of you. So I will. If you need that course, let me know. But that's what I recommend, guys. And of course, I do recommend you switch up your messages pretty frequently. every 50 or 100 texts or so. Okay. Because that'll keep you from getting caught in the spam filter. And it also, will keep you from getting caught in the spam filter. So you'll have more success. You'll get a better response. Sometimes it's sad when folks they contact me and they'll say, hey, listen, I got 750 texts I sent out and I got like no responses. I'm like, what message did you send? And they're like, it was your message. I'm like, okay, well, you got caught in the spam filter, dude. That's what happened when you send out huge numbers. Okay, so remember, I run a boutique business here, so I like things that are simple and small and manageable. So we send out a number of smaller text blasts, scrapes and text blasts. So it's okay to do that. It's okay to do that. Now of course, to get to 2,500, that means a number of them. Okay, so we have a good number of these that we're doing. To get to 500 to 1,000, which is what I recommend you do, you'll have a few scrapes and texts. Okay, but you'll also be doing. It's okay because remember you're going to do Zillow for sale by owner. Oh, sorry guys. And you're going to do
Justin,
Craigslist for rent.
I was just going to compliment what you're saying.
Go ahead.
As they start out, and just to compliment what you're saying, so that again, I didn't want my story to be overwhelming in this too.
Oh no, your story was awesome. It's wise that I don't want you to think I was.
Well, I know, but no, I agree. I think like because I have to, as I teach students, I think I have to think like, where do I talk on this? I just want you to know that you'll get to where there's so many other ways your mind will go. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Oh, in this case here, if I was new and hearing you, I'm going, I want to be like Justin. I want to do 2,500. I'm going to do this. Here's the derivative. You're going to spend money because you're not ready. You're not there yet. You haven't mentally and got the skill set of the role play. You're not there. And it takes those few leads that you'll get, fewer leads, you still get a lot from doing 500 to 1,000. I mean, I'd probably encourage you to do 500 or 600 to start for a while. You need to master the leads you get. It's not about talking to 150 people. It's about talking to 3 to 5 people. Yeah. Damon and Justin and I all are from somebody who teaches us. It's just about talking to 3 to 5 people a day.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean, okay, I'm done for the day. That just means if you're lucky enough to have such consistency in place that 3 to 5 people are marketing flowing back to you, just like Victor, I think it was said earlier. Was it Vincent or Victor, his name? Because he had a great story about his contracts. I forgot his name, the one earlier. But he didn't have a lot going on this week, but he has a lot compiled going in. So he knows the pipeline is going to keep dripping. And just that was a great thing he shared. And it was Nick. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just, so I want to make sure I gave credit to the right deal, but I enjoyed his story because it's about having that consistency. It may not always drip out at the moment, but when it does, every now and then it's just going to keep pushing. You're still going to look back and average, well, I didn't have anything for 10 days. And then all of a sudden I still ended up with 3 contracts a week. That's 12 a month. If you really keep it up with your numbers, you'll look and see the reason you'll find out you're getting better is that you're actually closing more of those leads. So start small and master the skills, the phone skills. Anyway, I just want to compliment what you're saying. And then they're ready to move on to something else. But then they're also, guess what? You got money to do it too.
I couldn't agree more. It's really, 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 really ridiculously simple. It just sounds complicated. But once it clicks, it's like riding a bike, Once it clicks, and it won't click until you take the training wheels off. We were talking about that, the scripts and the formulas and all this, the formulas and all that, that's for babies, right? Formula, that's what you feed babies. So it won't happen for you until you pop them training wheels off. But once you pop them training wheels off and you take a few attempts at it and it clicks, now you can ride that bike and you never forget. I haven't ridden a bike in years, but I guarantee you showed me a bicycle right here today and I could hop on it and take off. I mean, I just really believe that. I really believe that. It's like riding a bike, You don't forget. So when it clicks, you realize how simple it really is. Yeah, as long as I keep pedaling, I keep moving, I keep going, I stay up. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. If you keep the momentum going, you stay up. You slow down, you fall over. That's basically what clicks somewhere in your brain. And I'm trying to help you, encourage you to let that click in your brain today on your real estate business. You gotta keep that, keep those pedals, keep pushing those pedals until you can get enough momentum to stay up. Yeah. Yeah. It's scary though. It's scary though, because what if I fall over? Yeah. I don't know what to tell you about that, kid. It's a tough one. What if you do fall over? Yeah. I can tell you, you probably won't die. Probably won't die. I think I said that one time before. We're afraid to get on the phone like as if it was going to kill somebody. you know, like, hey, you don't worry about it. Oh, what I don't fully understand the paperwork yet. I don't fully understand this or that, or I don't fully understand everything Kenny explained this morning in his deal. So I got to spend more time watching YouTube before I can get on the phone. No, you don't. Ain't nobody going to die. You ain't going to make a mistake that big that somebody's going to die. Okay. We're not talking about life and death here. We're talking about getting on the phone for a short conversation, pre-qualifying them or disqualifying or qualifying them in 3 minutes or less. That's it. Asking a few questions. Let them ask you a few if they want. If it's not a good fit, they can fire you, or chances are you'll fire them. 3 minutes. I don't know why that's so hard, but it needs to click for us. We've got to let it click. Are there any questions going on here in the Zoom room? We've been here for a little over an hour, guys. I want to make sure I answer any questions that I haven't answered already. We talked a lot about routine today. Very much appreciate the stories that Nicholas shared and Kenny. Both. Congratulations, Kenny. That's a tremendous story. You're a guru and you don't even know it yet, man.
No, I'm just trying to scratch out a cornbread living, man.
It doesn't sound like it, man. It sounds like you're scratching out a nice retirement. It's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I'd be too bored. So, the main thing is I do love playing real Monopoly, and at the same time, there's some benefit of helping people. But as a mutual mentor of all three of ours says, first of all, charity begins at home. So you have to take care of yourself and your family. So I tell people all the time, and they say, I said, well, I give to charity, but I'm not your charity. At the same time, yeah, I am here I'm doing this not for the exercise, and I'm not doing it for the practice. So I say that. So it's you have to first pay yourself.
Yeah.
And that's by there's three things you got to have, guys. There's nothing that I didn't teach you. Everybody else will tell you same thing. All the books you read, you either have time, expertise, or money. And eventually you'll have all the expertise and time because your money will be working harder for you because you choose to do something else with it. But the point is right now, while you're growing it, you have to value and monitor all three of those things. And eventually, but if you're having fun with it, who wants to retire?
Oh, that's so huge.
I love the stories. Here's Saturday morning. I'm here in your group because I believe in what you're doing. I love the guys and it's I'm a big fan. But it's I enjoy that. I learn nuggets from new people. So I'm always putting myself in student mode.
Yeah, man, you said it. That's a huge thing too. Having fun with it, guys. If you're not having fun with your business, who is? I mean, did you start that thing to be miserable or what? You gotta make it something you enjoy. And if you don't, you won't make it work. It's just human nature. So you got to make it fun. I was in a bad slump one time and I have a Canadian wholesaler friend, lady friend, actually. She's really good at what she does. And she said, you know what your problem is you're just not having fun anymore. I was like, you know what? I bet you're right. She said, figure out how to make it fun again and you'll have more deals. I was like, okay. Yeah, that was great advice from me. Great advice from me. And it really was true. Started getting deals right after that because I figured out, hey, Well, why am I miserable here sitting at this desk? This is stupid. This is my business. How stupid. You know, it's like it's like checking yourself into the county jail. You know, like it's silly.
Mhm.
You only do that if they make you, you know. What do I scrape for on PropStream? Vernon says, yeah, man, Vernon, the failed listings, the almost failed listings. I also like to scrape for tired landlords, which I've got some videos in a playlist on my YouTube channel. The channel Real Estate Wholesalers Club on YouTube, and the playlist is called PropStream Hacks. I'm going to be adding more to that probably this coming week, but there's some real specific lists in there. I show you how to get on PropStream, so you can use them for your business. But I like to do the Zillow and the Craigslist scraping primarily. It's good to see Sean and Mary and Dion and Jaime and Rick and David and Vernon and Jonathan and Mark. Any of you guys or gals got anything you want to ask, or any help or support that we can offer you? You're so kind being here in the Zoom room with us. You guys are sitting here on an early Saturday morning. If you're West Coast, you know, probably drinking some energy drink or something, getting your morning going. And it might be coffee or something else. You know, you never know. Energy drink can be a lot of things nowadays. You know, maybe it's a pre-workout or something like that. You know, getting ready for a nice big heavy lift day or something. But you're here listening, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Any last questions or anything? We'll call it a wrap for today. I'm trying to get Jamel Gibbs back on the show next week, and I think that'll be fun if I can get him back on. This is a busy time of year. We got a lot of people popping in and popping out, and family this and family that and all this. Hey, I get it, guys. I appreciate your attendance. I appreciate it when you participate and what you bring, the value that you add to the VIP club as well as to this show, okay, which is a public event. Thank you so much. And if you think of anything that we can do to make it better, hey, shout out. Okay, give us a shout out. Let us know. All right, love you guys. Anything else? Any last words? All right, Damon. Thank you, dude. It's great to see you.
Great content.
Yeah, man. Hit me up on Facebook, and I'll send you a link for that course. You can have it.
Okay. Thanks.
That'll be your free gift today. You don't have you don't have it already, do you?
Oh, no, I don't.
Okay, cool. Hey, Kenny, thanks for sharing. Everybody else in the Zoom room, God bless you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Guys, you deserve to go make money. Go make money.
Yep. One last question here. How do you use all these together, PropStream and the automated REI? I don't really. I use PropStream to check property values. Okay. You can get data and all that stuff, but my main marketing thrust is that automated REI text, scrape and text. Okay. PropStream helps me and my team stay on the same page as far as property values and all that stuff, so we know what we're doing. Okay. Hey, love you guys. We'll see you later.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks,
Mary Ann.
Justin.
Thanks,
Have a
David.
good weekend, everyone.
Okay.